I've got 4 stretches for you that you don't need a lot of space for, but we're gonna hit the glutes, we're gonna hit the hip flexors, we're gonna hit the hamstrings, we're gonna stretch out the lats. So perfect for you CrossFitters out there who are sitting around maybe all day or just doing heaps and heaps of squats and cleans and snatches. We wanna loosen things up. Let's get started with the couch stretch. Okay, nice and gentle if you're putting your foot on your surfboard, maybe on the couch at home. You just wanna slide that foot down a wall or anchor it against the couch. And we wanna just have the knee down on the floor. So if you need a pillow under the knee, for a little bit more cushioning, do that. The front leg's just out there for stability. Don't worry too much about what's going on with that one. And then we're just gonna get up nice and long through the spine. Spend about 30 seconds here. I want you to squeeze your glute. You'll notice when you squeeze the glute, kind of sets the hips, but you'll also get a little bit more intense stretch here through the quad. So definitely keep that glute squeezed. We're gonna hold here, like I said, for 30. And then the next thing that you're gonna do is you're just gonna rotate around, keep that glute squeezed, just gonna rotate around through the upper body, and you just notice that stretch just change a little bit there. Maybe looking around through the head as well. Why not open up through the chest? Let's get as much out of this as we can. Opening up through the knee even of that front leg. We just get into the deepest stretch here that we can. We'll spin around the other way. Do the same thing, opening up through the left shoulder now, okay. Looking all the way around through the head and neck and upper body. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll just press forwards through the hips, okay. You'll notice now the knees coming forwards, the hips are coming forwards, but the chest is staying up. And this is more of a deep hip flexor, a little bit higher up than the quad. And we just stretch that out and lengthen it. Really nice way to get into this whole anterior front side of the body. And then of course, you're gonna jump over, join me, and we'll do the other side together. So again, just slowly slide, slide that shin down the wall, or gently put the foot on the surfboard or couch there, and we set ourselves up with this front leg for balance. We just hang out here with a bit of glute tension. Squeeze the left glute if it's the left knee on the floor. That's going to help to open up those hips like we talked about. Nice and long through the body. Woo! Feeling a little steamy here. And then get into that rotation. Okay, opening up through the chest. Got this left hand on the front leg just to help pull me around, create a little bit more rotation availability. Nice, deep, calm, kind of natural breathing here. Not too shallow. If you've just finished the workout, maybe just wait a couple of minutes before you get started on your stretches. And then we'll go around the other way. Okay, and then we move into those deep hip flexor stretch, where we're just pressing those hips forwards now. And some of you might need to just step this front foot forward just a little bit more, just to be able to get right in there. That's what you want to do. You just want to open up these hips, just allow them to free up, create as much space as possible. So that's going to help you to get into those squat positions. It's going to help you to lunge with a little less resistance. It's also just going to take a bit of pressure off the back if we keep those hips nice and loose. All right, that's the couch stretch. A lot of value there in all of the different positions, and it's a little bit of a distraction. You know, sitting around for a minute and a half in a stretch in one place is great, but if you can sort of hang out there in 3 or 4 different positions where we're still on stretch, then it keeps the mind occupied, and we kind of access a few different parts of the body at the same time. So big value there for that one. Then we're going to go a little wider than squat stance, maybe out into a sumo stance You guys can really take this as wide as you like. We'll grab the elbows, we'll roll the chin down. We're just going to do a little bit of spine rounding as we make our way down into hamstring stretching as well. Looking through the legs, reaching the elbows towards the floor, and just getting a little bit of length through the spine as well as through the back of the legs. So make sure the knees are locked, we squeeze the quads, and we'll just reach through the elbows. We'll take about 30 seconds here before we roll around towards our left knee. Still keeping the chin tucked, the quads engaged, and a little bit of weight in the toes, kind of 50-50 through the foot is what I'm going for here. But you can play around with it. We'll roll over to that right hand side and have a few deep breaths there. Still reaching through the elbows. And then finding that middle position again. Here, what we'll do is we might be able to reach the floor, or we might just be able to grab our ankles. Maybe you can stick your hands under your feet, and we just pull ourselves down, just gently, that little bit further, getting the chest towards the thighs, looking through the legs, and getting the crown of the head towards the floor. Just exaggerating that stretch through the hamstrings, through the spine and the lumbar, through the whole chain. Then just releasing the hands, bending the knees, and come up nice and slow. Okay, big value there. Next up, we're going to get into the glutes and the hip capsule a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a nice pigeon variation. So if you guys can get into kind of a lunge position here where your feet is up level with the hands. Okay, and we'll tip that knee out. We'll open up the sole of the foot there. And then we might even just stick, if this is my right foot, we might stick my left hand against that right foot. I'm going to drop the elbow to the floor. I'm going to walk my left foot back and just settle into this position here. Now, doesn't matter how flexible you are here. What matters is that we're getting into this lateral side of the hip and just loosening it up a little bit so that we're a little bit freer in our squats and so that it's not pulling on the pelvis as much as it might have been. So really just easing into it here. We've got this hand on the sole of the foot just to stop that foot from sliding away, and just going where the body is comfortable, not really pushing, just allowing the hips and the glutes to release in their own time. And if they do release and give you a little bit of an opportunity to lean into it a little bit more in a different way, then we can do that. All right, spending about a minute there is what I've done, and now we'll change over. So we get the left foot through the hands. Okay, we'll open up the knee, we'll bring the right hand to the sole of the left foot, and then just walking that right foot back behind us. And just again, just settling into it. This one feels pretty tight now because I worked the other one. This position is feeling a little bit restricted. But I'm just going to hang out here, just do my breathing, nice calm breathing, and just let it settle. Just wait for the space. And there is a little bit of space there just to settle into, just leaning into it on the left a little bit. Just noticing I can get my head down closer to my foot now, which is nice. My right hip is dropping to the floor a bit more. Just gently, just noticing what's going on. And again, about a minute there, ready to move on. The fourth one I've got for you is going to be a prayer stretch. Now, if we've done a lot of pull-ups, if we've done a lot of pressing, We're gonna just open up some of this sticky stuff to help us to be able to continue to do more pull-ups, more pressing, more handstand push-ups, but also sort of meet those good positions in our snatches, our jerks, and our muscle-ups. So what we want to do here is we want to get the hands on top of the filing cabinet, the bench, the couch, whatever, and then we're going to just keep the hips up high and drop the chest down. So chest and head goes down, looking through the knees here, letting the chest drop through to create an arch, and just noticing what's going on, maybe taking a gentle wriggle to the left and to the right, and noticing the tension in the lats just slowly easing, perhaps under the armpits is where you notice some tension, and then just rounding that whole spine and looking down between the knees, and then getting into a nice arch and looking up as high as we can at the hands or even higher, and then sinking back into that neutral position, reaching through the elbows as much as you can and gently coming out of that there. So you'll notice that through the shoulders, through the lats, through that whole upper body region. And that is just superb for recovering from CrossFit training and really any kind of training, right? It doesn't have to be CrossFit that you're doing. This is just good body opening, body recovery stuff. Get after it, take care of your body, move every day, ride a bike more, run more, walk more, swim more. But remember, that's just everyday stuff. Do your movement stuff as well. Snatch, clean and jerk, back bend, okay, tabletop, cartwheel, walk on your hands and go have fun and do it fast, do it slow, and do some sitting still and breathing as well. There's so much to do. Don't get stuck just working all day. That shit's important, but so are you. Keep your body vibrant, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little 10-minute stretch piece that you guys can do anytime, anywhere.